So something that's been talked about a ton, and I mean a ton, by like all One Piece YouTubers, is things that are to come after Wano. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, up until recently, I thought there's only one possible thing that we could do after Wano, and it has to be Elba, right? I'm like, bro, if we don't get Elba, I'm a riot. I'm gonna be upset, I'm gonna cry. I'm a scream. But then I started thinking about this whole thing with the CP0 and Robin, and then that kind of led me down a rabbit hole of thinking about the Sabo situation, and I was like, bro, we might get something in between this Elba arc. So instead of just talking about what happens directly after Wano, I was like, okay, let's make it interesting. Let's try to create like a timeline of what I think is to come after Wano up until the end of One Piece. But of course, before we get into that though, guys, if you have $0 to your name, at least zero, make sure you hit that like button because it's free. And also, if you want more One Piece content like this, make sure you subscribe and you turn on those post notifications. Also, in my pinned comment and description is my Discord and Twitter. Make sure you follow me and join that. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So let's talk about this CP0 and Robin stuff first, right? Because it's interesting when you really think about it. In a lot of ways, Wano, at least the Act 3 of Wano, this raid is so close and so similar to Enies Lobby. So let's break it down, right? There's the obvious matchups, right? All of the Straw Hats getting fights and fighting, you know, individual people. That is something that we've seen in Enies Lobby, and we don't see it often. We don't see a situation in which like a lot of the Straw Hats get one-on-one fights. It happens in big arcs, like it just does happen in big arcs. But specifically in this Act 3 of Wano, it feels so much like Enies Lobby. We even had a character that has ties to Rob Lucci, and Rob Lucci even made an appearance in this arc so far. Like, bro, it's crazy to think about. But the biggest thing is it's starting to revolve around Robin. In Enies Lobby, they go there, declare war on the world government, and they try to get Robin back. And they succeed. They get Robin back from CP9. And now we have CP0 and Wano, and they're trying to get Robin yet again. This leads me to a question. Are we going to get a Robin capture 2.0? Are they going to succeed in getting Robin? So let's talk about both scenarios quickly. So let's just say first that they don't get Robin. How does this happen, right? So I thought at first that perhaps it would be Brook. I thought that Brook was going to be the one that was going to save, you know, Robin from CP0. But then I started watching and I saw Brook with Robin, and I was like, okay, Brook and Robin are together and they're running. This makes it feel like there's going to be someone else that intervenes in this fight. And then we see X Drake and Apu start fighting CP0, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is probably to buy Robin and Brook some time. At least that's what I think Oda's doing, but they're going to lose. The CP0 is going to beat them. Like, it just makes perfect sense. Like, why would X Drake and Apu be able to defeat the shield of the Celestial Dragons in the world government? That just doesn't make sense. So I was like, in my mind, they're going to lose, which is going to free up them to be able to go after Robin and Brook again. Robin and Brook, if X Drake and Apu couldn't do it, I don't think Robin and Brook are going to be able to beat the CP0 either. And then after I thought, you know, it's not going to be Brook, I was like, okay, Sanji's going to repay Robin for the whole Black Maria situation. He's going to intervene and help. But this man is out cold after fighting Queen. Now, unless his regeneration speeds up the process in which he gets up, which could happen, that could honestly happen, I don't know who's going to save them. So if they are getting saved and they don't get captured, I'm hedging my bets on Sanji being able to get up in time to help and repay Robin for what she did for him with Black Maria. That's at least my mindset on them getting saved. But I'm really leaning towards Robin maybe getting captured again. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that because they're like, oh, that's just a redo. They're just going to redo it. But Oda would never have it be the same exact way. He would make sure the execution of the moment was different. It wouldn't feel the same. It would feel different. So Robin getting captured, what does this lead to? Well, it leads to my next thought. I think there's going to be an intermission arc between Wano and Elba. I do believe Elba is happening after Wano, but I think there's going to be a small arc in between. And in this small arc, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to get Robin back. Like, this is going to lead until the end of Wano. There's a small arc. They get Robin back, or they capture Robin and they get her back, you know, by the end of Wano in this intermission arc. But then you're asking me, what would the intermission arc be? Information about the Reverie. I think this is where we're finally, hopefully, fingers crossed, get to see Green Bull. Ryogyoku, what does he look like out of the silhouette? What is his powers? This is maybe where we'll get to see that, because maybe we're going to get some information from another character on what really happened at the Reverie. What happened with Sabo and the other, you know, commanders of the Revolutionary Army? What happened when they fought Green Bull and Fujitora? Did Sabo get captured? Is he dead? We all know Sabo's not dead, but I had to bring it up because, you know, some people ask that. What happened with Kuma? Did they save him? Did they put him out of his misery? Who died at the Reverie? Is this a frame job? Is this like all of the questions that we have about the Reverie are going to to hopefully be answered within this intermission arc after Wano. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, after that, that is when I believe we go to Elba. Now, Elba backwards is Fable. You know, we have Aesop's Fables, which is like really based on Usopp. We have Usopp saying he wants to go to Elba. We have, you know, some ties with Big Mom to like, or kind of like loose ends that we're going to have to tie up, because I do believe that Big Mom is going to be in the arc, not as an antagonist, but I believe she'll be in this arc to tie up loose ends with the Giants. And I believe that she isn't going to be the main antagonist, but she could possibly get defeated by Luffy in this arc. This is, you know, something that I've been thinking about, because I'm like, okay, he told Big Mom that once he's done with Kaido, he's coming after her, which makes me feel like maybe Kid and Law are going to do enough damage to where Big Mom has to retreat, and that's why the Big Mom pirates are there, and then they'll retreat. And then Luffy will fight Big Mom again and actually defeat Big Mom for sure, like actually beat her. And I thought, where could this happen at? And I was like, okay, it could happen in Elba. She has loose ends to tie up there. But Usopp becoming a brave warrior of the sea, I believe this might happen, or at least whatever is going to start to lead into that is going to happen at Elba. He's going to meet the Giants. He's going to get a new perspective on life. Maybe meet Usopp if the red hair pirates are there, because a lot of people seem to think, because of the Norse mythology things, shout out to O'Hara, that Shanks has ties to Elba. So it would be such a cool experience to see if Usopp and Usopp could interact. Elba is a Usopp arc. This is going to be Usopp's characterization. This is going to be when Usopp grows as a pirate, when he becomes this brave warrior of the sea, or he starts on this journey of being that. He is going to have pivotal, and I mean pivotal moments in this arc, in my opinion. The writing is kind of on the wall. So what happens after Elba? This is when it gets tricky, because we could go in multiple directions depending on if Elba is a short arc or a large arc, and what, you know, the antagonist is going to be, what's going on in the world around us. But I think the SSG stuff has to get kind of like introduced at some point. But I think that's going to be more so like when, you know, the warlord fights happen, if we get to see any of them, or it's going to be in the final war. But before we get to the final war, which I think is going to be the final arc, I think there's going to be time for us to go to Lodestar, Laugh Tale, get the other road poneglyphs that we need, get the One Piece. I think that is going to happen before the final war. I think that Luffy is going to get the One Piece, and that is going to cause the war. That is what Whitebeard was implying at Marineford. So after Elba, I really think there's going to be an arc in which we go to Lodestar, we get this final road poneglyph, which I think might be on Lodestar, perhaps, maybe, and then that'll lead directly into the final war. We're probably going to get the Blackbeard fights at this point, and I believe this is where we're going to get maybe Sabo Akainu and Luffy. Oh man, I'm so excited for the final war. I think this is where everything's going to hit the fan. But the Blackbeard pirate fights don't have to happen in this arc either. I could also see a way in which there may be a Davy Back fight between the Blackbeard pirates and the Straw Hat pirates on Pirate Island, where the Davy Back fight originated at, but it's for Robin. Blackbeard needs Robin to read the poneglyphs and stuff to get the One Piece. I could see the Davy Back fight happening on Pirate Island. Maybe the original Davy Back fight wasn't all, you know, happy-go-lucky and like, you know, childish games like Foxy had us think it was in the Long Ring Longland arc. Maybe it was deadly. Maybe it was more dangerous. Maybe these Davy Back fights are literally fights to the death. Imagine if there's a gauntlet on like Pirate Island in which the Straw Hat pirates get teamed up against individual Blackbeard pirates. 10 Titanic captains, 10 of the Straw Hats, Luffy, Blackbeard, and this Davy Back fight is a one-on-one fights to the death or something. Not to the death, but like one-on-one fights until, you know, the opponent gets knocked out or submits or dies, maybe, you know, one of those situations. Imagine if that happened. I know that's far-fetched, guys. I know it's like sin. That seems really cool, but I don't know if Oda would do that. I get that, but I was just like, maybe the Davy Back fight could be more dangerous than what we thought it was at the Foxy arc, because why would Blackbeard have the same amount of crew members as the Straw Hats also be on Pirate Island, whereas the Beck and, you know, the Rocks pirates originated, and this is where the Davy Back fight originated? I believe that that has some sort of relevance to the story. I would love to see that. That would be amazing. A Davy Back fight for Robin? Are you kidding me? Between the Blackbeard pirates and the Straw Hat pirates? Do you understand how cool the interactions between the crews would be? Sheesh. That shit would be crazy, bro. But I believe that that is what's going to happen prior to the final war. That'll lead into getting the One Piece, and then that leads into the final war starting. Emu, world government, Marines, things like that. And I think that is the climax of the story, which will lead into an epilogue where we can finish some of the dreams. Maybe Brook goes to see Laboon. Mihawk and Zoro has to happen at some point. Maybe this happens after all of the climax stuff. They have an awesome, crazy fight, or it could happen happened before too, but I really think the Mihawk and Zoro fight will happen after the final war. This is like, imagine we have everything else done. Mihawk goes and has his awesome, crazy duel with Mihawk.
What did you just say?
Did I say Mihawk has his duel with Mihawk? I mean, I don't remember if I did say that, but Zoro has this fight with Mihawk. Y'all know what I meant. But guys, these are just the ways that I see things happening, the timeline of events after Wano. But of course, these are just my thoughts, but I want to hear all of yours. So make sure you comment down below and let me know. And as always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy during these trying times. This has been Synsei Inc., and I will see you all in the next video.